Yes, yes, yes. Waking up at 4:30 a.m. is a really hard thing to do. But these days, I wake up at 4:30 every single morning to train. And now I can get up without an alarm. Driven by my motivation to be a successful athlete, I have to maintain this disciplined routine by waking up early and jumping on my mountain bike for a 100 kilometers endurance ride on the weekends or during the weekdays, an hour of interval trainings at home. On a weekend training day, I will start with an 80 to 100 kilometers endurance ride at a high pace with a 1,500-meter ascent from here in Sibang Khaja, past Padugo, and back again. All right, we all get it, Hazel. All right, we all get it, Hazel. This tough hours ride gives me a feeling of freedom, and the beautiful mountains of Bali's mountain keeps pushing me forward round the next corner. This island, its waves, and its mountains are my home. And I love to connect with them alone, on my bike or on my windsurfing board. Sticking to this routine every day, moving my body, training, training, and training, keeps me feeling alive and focused. It gives me a purpose. Being a successful athlete is really unforgiving. You can't get away with missing training days. If I don't have the motivation to be disciplined, it will be hard to follow my dreams. Without that nonstop motivation to be successful, I can't be the athlete that I want to be. So growing up in a beautiful environment here in Sibang, I feel pleased and grateful to have fresh air and the sounds of insects, birds, and rivers to train in. As a teenager, I feel really lucky to be able to do the sport that I love, mainly competitive cycling, which most Indonesians don't do because the sport is expensive. A year and a half ago, while still competing at the national level in cycling and international level in windsurfing, I decided to share my knowledge, skills, and values I have gained with younger local kids around Sibang. My cycling team is called Kawinaya. I called my team Kawinaya because this has a meaning to me. So Kawi is my grandfather from my mom's side, and Naya is my grandfather from my dad's side. I got inspired by them because they really love to share meaningful knowledge to other people, and they never give up on what they want to achieve. I love my time alone, but my grandfather Kawi used to say, "Jangan takut untuk berbagi pengetahuan kamu kepada orang lain. Don't be afraid to share your knowledge with other people." Through my cycling team and inspired by my grandfather, I have enjoyed making deep connection with young children around Sibang. My grandfather always says, if you want to achieve your dream, keep on training hard and never give up. My first competitive event was windsurfing. It is a fun sport where you can't really predict what the ocean and weather will give us. Sometimes storms and sometimes a chill light wind. Nature changes every second, so I have to think fast and constantly change my plan during my race. Training hard only gets you so far. I meet my coach, Oka Sulaksana. When I was 9 years old, he is from Sanur, and he is the master of windsurfing in Indonesia. He was the first Indonesian windsurfer that competed at the Olympics for 3 times: Atlanta, Sydney, and Athens. We call him Nature Boy. Oka was always the guy in the competitions to find his own route. He never followed other athletes. They followed him. He would win competitions by understanding the wind direction and predicting how the situation was going to change. He always says to me, Never follow people and always go your own way. He keeps on training every day and still unbeaten in Indonesia in his 50s. With him as my coach, I became driven to become the best athlete in the world, to never give up on what I want to achieve and always follow my own route. Working so closely with Akash Laksana motivates me to guide the next generation of elite athletes in Indonesia. I started my journey in competitive sport with windsurfing, a sport that is rare in Indonesia. I feel very proud that I have a chance to train and compete in the international level. This sport is very different compared to other sports. You have to control a board, a sail, and your mind are affected by the ocean, weather, and rivals. You have to find a balance through all these elements to succeed. I used to go to the beach every weekend, and during my school holiday, going there at dawn and coming back home late after dark. We lived a long way from the ocean, but it felt like my second home. When I'm windsurfing, there are no humans or vehicles around. I'm alone, and this makes me feel connected with nature. One time, I found myself windsurfing over a large, dark shape. I was windsurfing with a whale, and we were all alone. This moment shocked me so much, I went straight back to the beach, but since then, I've returned again and again, curious to see what I might find. Training for competitive windsurfing is really tough. I have to handle exciting stormy situations, disappointing light winds, and I have to train my body with great stamina for race day. Staying out of water for 5 hours leaves me exhausted, my hands numb, and my body dehydrated. But without the courage of reaching my dreams, I had to make these sacrifices to become the best windsurfer in the world. Competing in my first international event in Singapore Open with competitors from all over Asia was a proud moment. I was third. I came third, and I was young. My rivals were 3 to 4 years older than me, and I belong in this world. After these races, I knew that I need to work harder to focus for my upcoming races. Most proud moment was traveling to Australia for the first time and competing in the Oceania National Sailing Championship, a really huge event when windsurfers from all over around Asia compete in again. As a representative from Indonesia to join the junior class was a big moment that I will never forget. Wind speed were around 25 to 30 knots per hour. I was shocked because the strongest wind I have trained here in Bali was 18 to 20 knots per hour. So this was beyond anything that I have experienced before. At the end of the second day, I was first overall, but very close to second place. On the third day, the wind picked up to 35 knots or more, and by the end, I was down to second place. I could not handle this situation, but I remembered my grandfather Kawi not to give up and found new strategies for my final day. Asungkara, the wind went down to 25 knots. I was shocked. I was able to win the overall event, and this was a big dream for me as an Indonesian boy competing in Australia. Without this sport, I could not have traveled the world around me, and I keep on following my dreams step by step. At first, I wanted to improve my fitness for windsurfing, so I started cycling more seriously. Within 2 years, I was cycling in the Indonesian national competitions. I have had a heart of cycling since I was a little boy. I love to go around the rice paddies and connect with nature. Cycling is a really huge sport in the world, and what I'm focused on is mountain bike racing. I love to cycle my way through the forest to find any beautiful challenging trails to train on. Trails with jumps, berms, and roots are my favorite. Working hard in training, the feeling it to be tough, that I can't do it anymore, but this dedication makes me never give up on what I want to achieve in the race. As the race starts, I feel nervous, but when the whistle goes, my brain just wants to win. Staying focused and visualizing the track, feeling ready, and not giving up until I finish. Finishing the race with a win makes me very proud about how hard I trained the past months. All the toughness and pain is worth it. After winning, I am happy, but also don't be too happy because all our rivals are training and trying to beat you. So I have to stay humble and keep on training hard for my upcoming races. Going to my future plan, I will be studying abroad to expand my knowledge in exercise science and kinesiology. This will be a huge journey for me because it will be the first member of my family that will be studying abroad. As I have a passion in cycling, I have got a chance to take part of the Marian cycling team that is the best collegiate cycling team in the United States. I am very excited for my future journey and hope to bring the knowledge back home and make Indonesian sport go bigger in the international level. But let me take you back a few years when COVID started. There were no competition and I have to wear a mask every day. This was an uncomfortable moment for me as an athlete that usually travels around for competition and now I have to stay at home. A moment that I needed to keep my physical body fit and training every day at home while still hoping for COVID virus to stop. I was home all alone and I could not hang out with my friends. During this time is when I saw the neighborhood kids were always having fun playing around the village. I had an idea to gather these kids and educate them about cycling. I used my background knowledge of sports to make this kid an activity that is useful for them to not just stay at home, but a new activity that they could be fit and healthy during the COVID seasons. During this tough situation, I was able to build a difference by encouraging kids to start their day and end their day with a positive vibe to live healthily. We started with the training equipment at home with the support of my parents so that the kids could train their cycling skills professionally. Then, we made a short agility track next to my house so the kids know about the real world of cross-country racing in the future. Since we have been training at home for 2 years, I was very proud that 3 of my students got selected to be a part of the Badung Regency cycling team. The vision of this coaching program was to build the future generation of cycling athletes in Bali to be able to join the national championship. Being a young local cycling coach is a process of helping cyclists, whether they are recreational riders or competitive athletes, to improve their performance and reach their goal. Angga, a student that has once struggled with laziness, had a great skill in his agility that I told him, if he wants to learn more to be professional, he would have to be disciplined and great motivation to move forward. His dream is to be like me, working hard and never give up on what I want to achieve. He started waking up early and training every day with the knowledge that I have coached him. Angga continued to get stronger, and now he has a great mindset to focus on his dreams. Starting with his first race, he was ready, but his bike had a problem. He fixed his bike slowly and caught up with the front group of the race. Struggling to pass few riders, but he managed to finish 5th from starting in the last positions. Motivation ensures he keeps on growing with the great training for his upcoming races. In 2023, He improved a lot and won all the races he took part in. Anga keeps on training every day to reach his goal. And Anga, can you stand up, please? Stand up. He's there. My dream of bringing and supporting my student to compete at the international level was truly a huge step. Indonesian athletes have a great potential in the world of sport, and by providing them with opportunities to showcase their talent on global stage, you can help put Indonesia on the map. This not only motivates young athletes to learn about the skills and introduce them to the big dream for their country. It's a chance to celebrate Indonesia's achievements in the world and making it into the top rank of the world of sports. I would like to share you a short video about the Kawinaya racing team journey. I hope you enjoy. Every day, I'm driven to be the best at the things that I do. And I love my country, this land that we all call home. Indonesia deserves to feel proud of our country and its people. Perseverance, teamwork, and bravery to go your own way are crucial to any success in any field. I have learned this from my family, my coaches, and my students. Thank you to them for helping me to find who I am today. If we can embrace these values, it will boost the talent that Indonesia has to offer and inspire future generations of athletes to dream big and take home Olympic gold medal. In fact, those three values, perseverance, teamwork, and bravery to go your own way, will help us all achieve the things we want in our lives. Thank you.